Welcome one, welcome all, and welcome to another Unleash the Ghouls deep discussion. A while back I did a video about the creepy lion and bear sketch from Teletubbies, and it was a big hit for the channel. And since then I've had messages from people talking about other memories they have from their childhoods, about certain shows or episodes from shows that were hugely inappropriate and still gave them nightmares to this day. And one of those people, shout out my mate Adam Hammond, put me on the scent of one of the most haunting kids TV characters I have ever seen, Mr Noseybonk. Before I chat about Noseybonk, I'm going to quickly talk about the show he was featured in. It was a kids puzzle show from the late 70s and early 80s called Jigsaw. Nope, not that one, although considering what you're about to see, it's not that far off. Jigsaw ran for 6 seasons, 50 episodes overall, and I have no idea how it lasted more than a couple episodes. I've only watched a handful of episodes, but trying to even give the general idea of what's going on is going to prove way more difficult than it deserves. Jigsaw's hosted by a mime artist called Adrian, a woman called Janet, and a large orange jigsaw piece that talks called Jig, voiced by John Leeson, who also voiced K9 in Doctor Who. The idea of the show is that it's a puzzle designed for 4 to 7-year-olds. Remember that age group, by the way. Every week there's a 6-letter word that needs to be guessed, and throughout the show they give you a visual clue for what each letter is. So on this episode, the first letter shows you the clue all these sports going on, sport after sport after sport. So the letter should be S, right? For sport. Oh, okay. Adrian's gonna help us out. Oh, he's trying to be a snake charmer. Snake starts with an S. It's S, right? Hang on. Sausages now. Sausages, S, right? I get it. What's he doing now? Salt. Hang on. Wait. Sauce? Spaghetti? Who eats spaghetti like that? And now suddenly there's drawings of faces made of letters? Look at Q though. That's a cat. Jig told me there's gonna be pictures of faces. It'd be fine if it was a face-on cat, but it's not. It's round the back. Speaking of S, what the hell's that? Looks like the blackened Cajun chicken from Poltergeist. Wait, we're on to the second letter now. What was the first letter? I mean, I know it's S, but we need to wait to find out what it was? Alright, fuck it. What's the second clue? Wait, what's this guy firing darts for? Why is there a pterodactyl on a desk? Janet's in a museum now? And the pterodactyl speaks? Alright, this is too weird. Right, fuck this. Let's skip ahead a bit. Adrian's getting a medical checkup now, making noises like a clock, and his tongue's 2 foot long. Now everything's animated. Why is there a cartoon train driving through the Kremlin, which is in the middle of a desert? That's not where the Kremlin is. My brain can't even keep up with what's going on. I literally cannot process this. This is all from one episode. As you can tell, Jigsaw was already a fucking experience, and I have absolutely no idea how this thing survived for so long. But one notable absentee from the episode I just discussed is hands down the most terrifying being on 70s and 80s kids TV. A recurring sketch in the show, it's finally time to talk about Mr Noseybonk. Look at this fucking thing. What is this? If you took Mr Bean and slapped the most disgustingly nightmarish death mask you've ever seen on its bonce, it still wouldn't compare to this guy. A blank white face, enormous gazing eyes, giant flared nostrils, a huge cock nose looking like Alex from A Clockwork Bastard Orange. I can't even comprehend how this fucking thing showed up to some TV executive's door and they went, yep, that's the costume. Right, anyway, let's take a look at some of Noseybonk's sketches on Jigsaw, because am I balls watching any more full episodes of this shit, or I'll have a hernia or a breakdown or something. I'm already halfway there. Thankfully, some sociopaths specifically posted Noseybonk sketches on YouTube, so thank Christ, don't have to sift through more Jigsaw to find him. Hats off to you, you utter lunatic. So, right, let's just pick, I don't know, 5 sketches. I'm not doing them all. Right. Number 1. Jumping. Right away, Noseybonk jumps out of a postman's letter sack and stares into the deep abyss of your soul. Now he's doing a sack race across a bridge, then across a road where he hops closer and closer and closer to you. Then he joins in the kids' sack race, looks like he's a fan of kids' sacks, wins the race like the alpha demon he is, and then sets a flock of kids like the Pied Bloody Piper onto the postman to hunt him down and devour his corpse. Number 2. Float. Why do you have to be right in front of the camera like that, you cunt? Stop being creepy! Now Noseybonk's in a park by the ducks. Is he gonna sacrifice them to the Dark Overlord? No, he's gonna blow up a mini inflatable Mickey Mouse boat, which doesn't blow up gradually. It gets bigger immediately in stages. Then he pops it in the water. What's he got now? A small child's raft? Nope, too big for that. A bigger raft perhaps? Nope, it runs away from him in stop frame animation mode. Great. Number 3. plants. Cheers for the segue, Jig. Not a level 100, but you know. So now Noseybonk's sneaking around a greenhouse like one of the villains of Little Nightmares. What's that he's got? Nosegays? Fucking hell's a nosegay? Oh, apparently it's a small bunch of sweet scented flowers. Fair enough then. Noseybonk plants his nosy gaze and oh, it's more of his horrendously creepy nose. Shit, it's like the mandrakes from Harry Potter, but way more diddly. And stop looking at me like that. You're freaking me out, you twat. Number 4. Signs. No such park. No nonsense allowed in this park. More like no nonsense allowed, am I right? No noises allowed. No nuisances. No naughtiness. Tennis court number 9. Probably be a fitting setting for an episode of Inside number 9. No notices to be erected here. More like no noses to be erected. No nudity. No nosy parkers or nosy gays. And oh my fucking god, the baby's a Noseybonk! It's a nosy baby! Great, nearly done. We're at the final hurdle. Number 5. Kite. So a Noseybonk makes a kite and goes to fly it and tries to kidnap a child. Literally. What else is he doing? Even his kite string tries to choke him out and kill him off. If only. I'm certain there's more sketches out there, but really, that's the idea. And oh my days, this is absolute nightmare fuel. There are a couple elements why. Obviously, I've touched on the appearance of Noseybonk. That mask should never exist in the realm of kids' TV. The wide, crazed eyes and smile are maniacal. If you saw the silhouette of this thing in your bedroom corner at night, you'd have a heart attack. Another unsettling characteristic is the way he moves. Noseybonk's sketches all have an increased frame rate, so they have an unnatural quickness to them that adds to the distortion. And then his body language itself is just strange. He moves so erratically and unpredictably. You never know what he's gonna do next. Plus the show itself, due to the age and quality, has that rawness and pastel color saturation to it that's just dreamlike and impure. Like it's decayed away. I get the same vibe from some of Jan Schwankmeyer's films, where the color scheme is dull and pale and lifeless, and the frame rate makes it seem less like real life than it already was. Then there's the sheer nonsense of the sketches. Nothing that goes on has any rhyme or reason, just like the rest of Jigsaw, but it's bedazzling just how chaotically off-putting it is. Not to mention the repetitively jolly song that accompanied every Noseybonk sketch, and the fact the character never spoke. A 4 to 7-year-old would be baffled by all of this. It's a world of zero logic, like Wonderland, only scarier. Not that Wonderland didn't have scary elements to it, but what is a wonder is how people not only thought up this show and this character, but they made him look like this and were cool with it for 5 years. Noseybonk kind of disappeared into obscurity for years. I'm really clued up on historical programming, especially kids' TV programs from that era, but even I haven't heard of this show or character before. But now Noseybonk has a bit of a cult following these days, with people like Black Mirror creator Charlie Brooker and YouTuber Ashens making people aware of him. Seriously though, same as the lion and bear situation, the ratio between target audience age and appropriate age were off the scale, and it's crazy to think it's taken quite a while for Noseybonk to gain its cult following. Whether you love him or hate him doesn't matter. I hate him, and that's why Mr Noseybonk is an enormous dose of nightmare fuel. In future, I definitely want to uncover some more scathing childhood fears from the past. Could it be your past? If you want me to check something out, leave some recommendations of what nightmare fuel you'd like me to dig up next. And until next time, Ghoul Gang, good night, sleep tight, don't let Mr Noseybonk bum you in your sleep.